That's not the hard that I choose. And that goes back to that question I said earlier, which is you have to ask yourself, is it worth it?
I had a coworker and her daughter played soccer from like 4 or 5, club, did all the things. And then she started going on college tours to play collegiate soccer.
Mm-hmm.
After those college tours, her daughter was like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to, I'm not choosing that hard to
Right.
quote you. She was like, that's too much for me. I love soccer, but I'm not willing to do what these college coaches are asking me to do.
Right.
And the mom was like, could not believe it. Soccer is a very expensive sport.
Oh
So she
yeah.
was like, I didn't spend all this money. We didn't did all this traveling, to get you to collegiate soccer. And she says, I'm not choosing that hard.
And you know what? That's hard, but it's okay. Like you have, and that was
Exactly.
part of the conversation that we had with a lot of guys. I mean, we would sit down, guys, girls, didn't matter. I'd sit down with them. We'd have a conversation. Hey, listen, like if you don't want to be an All-American or a pro athlete, that's fine. That is
Mhm.
okay. Right. But here's what your life still has to look like in order to get the most out of this experience. Right. And maybe you don't, and even you can translate that to business, right? Like for me personally, I have no interest in being Jeff Bezos or Zuckerberg. Like I have no interest in building $1 billion business.
Mhm.
That's not the hard that I choose. The hard that I choose is to be able to be a balanced entrepreneur where I still have a family life and I still have all these things and I have a thriving business, right? So it's still hard. It just requires my focus to go in different areas, right? And so if you're a kid or a student athlete that decides, hey, I don't want to be a pro, okay, well then how do we get you involved in extracurriculars beyond sports so that when you step out into the real world and you're into the corporate world or whatever your space may be, you're prepared for that as well. And you're still getting the lessons that you learn from athletics, right? And so again, it's just changing the perspective. It's just changing the aim, but you have to know what you're aiming for. And in order to do that, you got to be brutally honest with yourself. Like you have to
Yes.
sit down and say, I have to get crystal clear on what I want in this world and what success looks like to me. And that may change over time when you get new information, right? That's part of the human experience is that we change our minds, right? You have a child, your perspective changes on what's important. You find,
Absolutely.
you find love, whatever the thing is. So it may change, but you at least have to have from the starting point, like, this is what I'm aiming for. Until I get information that tells me otherwise, I'm going to live in accordance with what it takes to get this thing.